Greetings, friends and spiritual warriors. Today I want to address a question that was put forward a few videos back where someone asked about specifically how to use all of these different emotions in real time while you're feeling them. Now, there are quite a number of spiritual schools where the response to that would be, well, just do it. But I find that advice remarkably unhelpful. In fact, what many spiritual movements or organizations or schools are known for is leaving out key points or perhaps certain processes which are hard to communicate or difficult to relate, and just expecting people to figure it out. Life doesn't work that way. So let's explore the best way to go from feeling the emotion to utilizing the emotion. The most cognizant, in this case we're using our mind, steps to take. We use our mind until this kind of discipline comes natural to us. In the same way that when you learn a sport, you develop muscle memory. As you are practicing some of these exercises, you will develop spiritual memory, an instinct that when you are in situations, you will automatically defer to what you've trained yourself to do. So, the first step to taking control of your emotions, and most people who are interested in this you'll be people who have empathic tendencies, or you're a full-on empath, or you've developed empathy, a spiritual gift that I suspect many will begin to develop as the world evolves into the golden age. The first step is to knowing the difference between your emotions, your legitimate emotions, that which is coming from within you, and that which you're picking up from outside of you, other people's emotions. The ambient energy of the world and the energy, the emotions of your environment. Now, emotions are your body's reaction to energy. Emotions are the sensation you get from the energy that is moving through you or past you, around you, most often through you. You have to, in some sense, engage with it to feel the emotion. You don't have to engage with it for a prolonged period of time, but you have to have some sort of contact, some sort of spirit contact with that energy to feel it as an emotion. So, you go out into a space, like a forest or a wood, a park, a garden, someplace away from the electric smog, because our electricity, our electrical works have a way of muddying up our sensations when it comes to defining what we're feeling. Away from the crowds, away from other people, away from anything that might inhibit your ability to feel pure emotions, to feel yourself. Most often in nature, you will be able to find yourself. There are many disciplines who require that you go out into a wild spot, an untamed spot, and spend time there with the intention that you discover who and what is within you, who you are, and what is within you, what your spirit is made from. Your soul. To find your soul, to find yourself. Your soul, your connection to source. So go out where you will not be unduly influenced by others. Relax and invite your soul sense to reveal itself to you. Specifically, invite that experience. Now, not everyone will be able to feel centered in self, centered in their source, centered in their soul the first time they do this. It might take repeated attempts, but getting out and away from the noise of the world to where things are quiet. Don't take your noise with you. Don't take the distractions. It's going to pull you out of that, because it will. Go out alone and away from the electronic smog, away from the electronics, away from the technology, and invite source, invite your soul, invite your sense to reveal itself. You need to be able to sit in the center of source, because ultimately you want the center of you. You want your soul, who you are when you are sovereign in source, to be stronger and louder than anything else in your life. So even when you are standing in the middle of a group of people who are focused on one strong emotion, to the point where they all become a group mind, we call that a mob. Even so, you'll be able to pull your emotions and your consciousness away from that and be your own person, make your own decisions, and do what you need to do. You need to be able to pull your spirit away from very strong or dominant, charismatic beings. I won't say people. Sometimes they're people who are desiring to command you. They will often utilize energies that will strike your emotions, and they will take advantage of your confusion or your fear or your desire or your anger. They will provoke those emotions, and they will use those to control your behavior. You need to be able to center in yourself, pull your spirit back, center in source, and define what you will do independently. You need to be able to cut out the influence of others. And when you practice that as an individual, when you spend time, some would say in meditation, when you spend time standing in the center of source and teaching yourself how to find that center, find the power within yourself, the sovereignty, the independence within yourself, and to be able to come back from that, and to practice it when you are in the presence of others, calling your spirit back to yourself, standing in the center of yourself, so that you are the strongest thing for you there is. Then you'll be able to utilize all the gifts of spirit and all the emotions you feel. You'll be able to use them to empower yourself as batteries. Different emotions for different functions. Sort of like colors on an artist's palette. You'll be able to use all of the range for what you want them for. The next step is to be able to make those decisions by instinct, which can be much faster and can precog, where your logic, your mind, can't necessarily. But start by centering in self, finding a wilds or a safe place where you feel comfortable, where you feel safe, away from the organized regiment, consensual requirements, the reality, the where you feel obligated to conform to your culture. You need to step out of that. You need to come into the wilds and find yourself. That's one of the instinctive attractions that some of us have to wild places. It takes us away from what we are required to be and brings us into who and what we really are. So, thank you for spending time with me, and welcome to the woods.